Think it, I thought it. I had to think it before I saw it. Yeah, think it, I thought it. I had to think it before I bought it. Yeah, think it, I thought it. I had to think it before I saw it. Yeah, think it, I thought it. I had to think it before I bought it.
And knows how to fight over your body. Sometimes I'll be doing the most, calling out fake supporters, but I'm alone at night talking to ghosts, asking how do I provide value and peace, distinguish strength from foe. And why is it I'm financially free, but my relationships are broke? Or maybe that's the sacrifice that opened the door to grow, like Goodwill, Rock Chris, and that Lock Smith out of the show. Now I got 40 mil, Marlon Wayne's accomplished all his goals from staying solid. Watch I win for too long. Now I'm done being modest. Press run. God loves me, nigga. We ain't going back to simpler days. That's because me, nigga. Shows you how to buy real estate with no money. They like, damn, I can tell you love these niggas. Hey, honestly emancipated at 16. In God we trust, nigga. What's up, steppers, man? Good morning. Good fucking morning. I'm excited. I'm just excited. It's a great day today. I'm about to get this run in out here in Wynwoods. You know what I'm saying? You know, I'll be getting in out here. That's how that goes. Ain't nobody looking at you, baby. But I'm about to get this running, and then I'll be right back with the goods and the goods. You know what I'm saying?
Wholesale real estate, we went all in, made a couple thousand flipping papers. Young boss, shot collar, white collar with no collar, stacking commas, reside his mama, free of drama. Being honest, it was time to grind. I had to go overtime, no more working 9 to 5. I had to go 9 to 9, got it on my own grind. He was on his own time, made $1 from a dime.
I'm looking too good. I'm feeling too good. Come on now.
Well. Hey, what's up, bro? Hold on. Sat these down. Just got finished taking this run. Super sweaty. But man, real quick, I got to do something that I'm really not that proud. You know what I'm saying? I really ain't that happy I got to do it. I got to call this seller. I got to call this seller from a different number to see if they I gotta call a seller from a different number to see if they are really trying to escape me, like not escape me, but like escape me, to see if they are, you know what I'm saying, dodging me. So I gotta call them from a different number to see if they're actually dodging me. And I get sweat in my eyes. Let me roll the window down. Jeez. I'm really not that excited I gotta do this, but I'm gonna go ahead and do it. Kind of jumped the gun a little bit, telling people about the deal before I had it on the contract, so it's really my fault. But either way, we'll see. All right. Okay, so here we go. I'm about to actually call this seller from a whole different number. And like I said, it's not something that I'm, you know, it is what it is. You got to do it just to kind of let it be. That way you know if you got to really just let it be. Same thing I had to do with that past client that went missing on me. I just, you know what I'm saying, went ahead and, I guess it is, you know, they go missing, they go MIA. So yeah, they went missing on me. Went ahead and called it from a different number. They answered, and then they explained to me as far as the person already was about to purchase the property. They found somebody else to buy it. So I'm gonna go ahead and do this. Go ahead and call her. I ain't gonna hold you up. It's kind of a the thing about going ahead and calling them. The thing about going ahead and calling them is like once you call them from here, it's kind of like you know the deal over. But regardless of what, might as well do it. So this is just a lesson for y'all, and we'll see what happens. If she doesn't answer from this phone, then you know they're not dodging you per se, right? She answers from this phone, then you gotta just play it like, hey, you know, I'll just play it naturally, like, you know, just seeing the calls go through type of thing. So we'll see what's up. Let's see. All right.
Hello?
Good morning. This is D'Angelo. I didn't catch you at a bad time, did I?
Hey, D'Angelo. I'm sorry, I have not been able to get back to you yet. I've been so busy.
Oh, I got you. No worries. Just wanted to touch base, kind of get a gauge on what timeline you're looking for. You know, we have other properties we're looking to get into, but we definitely want to move forward on this one, but just want to make sure our timelines match up. So.
And I would definitely be interested in forward. The only thing is that I do not want to be. I don't want to have people going through
Yeah.
right now in terms of inspections and that sort of thing, because I don't have the property on the market. So I don't know how you feel about that.
Okay. So would you be willing to do at least one walkthrough, like kind of like how we discussed? We could just do one walkthrough. Kind of how you want to go about it as far as what you want to tell the tenant. We can, make sure that we're all on the same page and we won't speak anything to the tenant. Just one walkthrough at max 15 minutes.
You can walk around it. I mean, and ride around it. You can visualize things from the externally.
Got you. So you just not want us to go inside?
I don't want to alert the tenants unless I actually have it listed, or until the time.
Partner. I have a partner purchasing as well with
Providing
me.
the funds, I would need proof of funds.
Yeah, that would be no problem as well. We can get you proof of funds. I mean, these things are, typical within an inspection period. So that's why we went ahead and gave you just a 10-day inspection period. I'm sure you've heard of people giving out 30-day inspection periods and holding up the property. We're not in that business, so we like to make sure we're efficient with our process.
I'm not doing it either.
Exactly. Yeah, so if you could just work with us with one walkthrough, we have the 10-day inspection period. For us, we can close out within the 14-day time frame, so that's not a issue either. It's just having one walkthrough. We'll have to get our people in, and we'll be in and out.
I would have to talk to my husband about it. I know my husband and I talked about it, and we really didn't want anybody touring the property like they were buying it, especially if it's not listed. If it's listed, if we listed it, that would be different.
Yeah, I completely.
And do you actually have the funds, or is someone else supplying the funds?
We actually have the funds, so we have a private money lender. Our private money lender provides us with the funds. So for us, it's the same. It's really the same thing. If you really look at it from the factor of
everything's in your name.
Exactly.
You're the one buying it. So
Right.
Do you have the funds? Yes or no?
Yes, I have the funds from my private money lender. It's, this private money, they don't like to actually take title. Sometimes they do like to take title. Once they know that I'm actually purchasing the property, they'll like to take title as far as the property clearing the inspection period. So it's a factor of us that's why we have to get in. We can't just look at a property and buy it like we're buying it on the online auction. It doesn't work like that for us.
Okay, well, this is something that I definitely would need to discuss with my husband, because I know that's something that we did not want to do.
And to clarify,
it's not listed, and I don't want, you to. I don't want it to be toured, and then all of a sudden you back out.
Exactly. It's not a matter of us.
That's what I do not want.
Right. And that's why, because at the end of the day, it is an inspection period. I can't guarantee that we're going to purchase the property before the inspection period, but for us, the inspection period lies within the property's solid foundation, and also it's being in the correct condition for us to purchase the property. So it's not we're interested at the price. We like the numbers with the tenants, how much they're paying, but it just depends on the actual condition. We got to make sure there's no foundational damage, and we're not buying a property that's not, studied within itself. But I respect where you're coming from. At the end of the day, I want to make sure you guys are comfortable before we do move forward. So maybe you can speak with your husband, sometime this weekend. We can plan to talk early next week. How does that sound?
I think that will work.
Okay, I respect that. So
this week, just really, because I was out last week, and then this week, like I mentioned to you, I'm an accounting manager for a major company, and
okay.
That's what I was doing all this week. We had closed, and so many things came up. I just didn't really have enough time. I was working every night till 9 or 10 o'clock.
Oh man, yeah. I definitely don't want to add to that. So yeah, but let's make it convenient around your schedule. I respect that. So maybe we can plan on Tuesday or Wednesday. Either time works best for me. You can just maybe Text me what time frame works best for you, and we can just plan it that way. How does that sound?
Tuesday is really going to be another busy close day for me.
Mm-hmm.
That is it's really, it really closes going into like through Thursday of next week.
Got you. Okay. So, sounds like next Friday will work better for you. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay, excellent. Yeah, so I'll look at my schedule again, but I think Friday about 1, after 1, I should be free, or early in the morning, so I can just, we can tentatively plan the time now.
Friday still is a work day for me, so.
Right.
I work every day. Normally my work day starts at 9, and I don't know when it may end during close, but.
Okay.
Next week is going to be busy as well.
Okay, got you.
Uh-huh.
Oh. Yeah.
So let me just talk to him, and I will give you a call back.
That sounds
and then
fair.
We can set up a time.
Perfect. No rush. So I appreciate your time, and look forward to hearing from you. All right.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Jeez, guys. So as you can see, I'm outside. That my camera actually overheated. So the property. What's going on, Stepper? So my camera ran out of storage space, but I just got back, cleared some storage space, and basically the phone conversation, I got to take a look at that as well. The biggest thing that I don't know if I already told you guys. For one, that's what people mean when they talk about the ethics of wholesaling. And truthfully, this is why my heart, as far as wholesaling, the actual process of that's why my heart has moved away from it. That's part of the reason why as well, because the ethics of it are, a very blurry line. This being said, I do accept the current stage that I'm at with the wholesaling process. And me being at this stage of the process is why I was able to have the phone conversation that way. So let me explain. For one, the seller and her husband, so both of the sellers, they're both realtors. In addition to them being realtors, as you heard, she's an accountant at a big company. So she's very privy to the business of real estate investing and wholesaling real estate specifically. So anytime you sign off on a property, ultimately when you do the LLC, you're supposed to sign your name, manager. So at the end of the day, they know that you are the person, purchasing the property. They're very privy to business. That's not common with every seller that you come across, and you guys will see as episodes progress. Even though, as the property I went to go see yesterday, the seller there, they were working with the realtor. So now they're very privy to, all type of, can I see your car? Just a whole bunch of different kind of things, right? So with this specific phone conversation, it's a matter of the seller basically, how can I put this? It was me versus the seller, right? So when you're wholesaling, you're not working with the actual seller. They're not your client, right? They're not really your client. It's like you versus them. So you have to really accept your role as you're buying the property. And sometimes when you're buying the property, for one, you want to show you're interested. So what I did in that phone conversation, I was really trying to nail her down to a specific time. And of course, she ended up saying, I'm free this day. And no, not this time. So anyway, you saw how it ended. She was saying she would just call me back. Either way, I understood the premise of this, right? Because I could have put myself more inside her world. I could have been like, how long have you been an accountant? And but we're kind of past that stage, because in the beginning stage, we built a lot of rapport. In the first phone conversation, we built so much rapport that her and her husband were singing a song, and they were like, you don't even know about it. It was like the Stylistics or something like that, right? They were like, you don't even know about the Stylistics. Like, that's back in Motown days. I was like, oh yeah, my grandma was, listening to that music, just building rapport with them. And they were like, your grandma, so how old are you? So I told them my age. I'm 24 right now. So they were like, 24? We got 2 sons that's older than you. They 30 and 32. So I was like, okay, our daughter's 35. I'm like, okay. So, I'm just having a conversation. But right from there, they've been mainly on edge, right? Just from the standpoint of now they're too busy to actually, we were supposed to sign a contract that following day at 6:30 p.m. And they said, all right, get back to us. They were on board with everything. But now you saw how everything worked out. So I believe for one, it was the age factor. I don't know, to me, I've been doing this so long. I remember when I tell people I was 20 years old and I was, 19 years old doing this business. And how old are you? I just never felt the need to actually lie about that. Because like I said, with wholesaling, that's part of the reason, the ethics of the business is that you're not fully purchasing the property, which is why I kept saying, she's like, do you have the money or not? And then she said, you can virtually look at the property. You can visualize the property. Oh my goodness. She said you can visualize the property. I don't know, this code out here, when I run, the code is way different. Like, it gets in your lungs. Anyway, she told me I can visualize the property. That was too funny. All of this, guys, it leads up to basically the seller. They're on edge right now. And there's two things that I can do. For one, I knew it's me versus the seller, which is why I didn't even indulge myself into her world. I had to call her from a whole different number in order for me to even be able to have that phone conversation. So I wasn't really trying to build rapport. It was more so like, do you want to sell it to me or not? I could have been more laid back, but I showed her that I wanted the deal. So now the ball is in her court from my perspective and from her perspective, right? But this is where the curveball thrown in. So I told you guys I have a partner with the business, right? And we're actually going to partner on this specific deal. So we decide on what deals that we partner on. Some we do, some we don't. So this specific deal, I already told him about the deal, and he got the buyer aspect of it, and I brought the actual deal to the table. But sometimes it works to have a partner because you're able to. You see how she's acting with me, and she think I'm too young to basically purchase the property. I don't have the cash for the property. She thinks all these things, and I'm just, like I said, this for me with wholesaling. This is why I'm moving from it, right? Is because part of it is ethics, to be just completely real with you. Like, I just don't like the ethics of, it's not that I don't like it, but I'm not, like, it doesn't excite me, right? So it's just like, in the beginning I didn't care, but now as I've grown spiritually and I keep growing, it's like I just realized that's not the way I want to do business for the rest of my life, is to be selling people I'm purchasing a property, and then I'm not purchasing a property, I'm actually assigning it or selling it off to somebody else within the same transaction. That's what wholesaling real estate is. And that's why, you're watching this actual vlog, you get the real breakdown of what the actual business is. And that's why I said it's a legal hustle. It may not be the most ethical business, but it is legal. So it's a legal hustle. This being said, get the step in as always. But this is what I'm going to do. I want to text my guy. I'm going to tell him the seller hasn't signed yet. Now they're apprehensive. You're available for a quick call. So I'm going to get on a call and just explain him. Send him that real quick. Get on the call and explain to him basically what's going on, and then the idea of what we're gonna do. I was supposed to. All right. Usually he on it. On the weekends he usually on it. So I don't know what he's doing, but if he call me back on camera, then that'll be great. I can try to show you how we just gonna brainstorm about this actual play, because I feel like the play got to go. Just from looking at it right now, she may or may not call me back next week. At the end of the day, the job is to get the deal done, right? So this being said, you can collaborate with somebody else. So with the fact of, I can throw him the property and just say, hey, how about y'all give him a call? And then him giving him a call is a complete different ethnic group, right? He's white and he's like, in his 40s. So I'm 24, he's white in his 40s. So it's going to be like, how am I even related to the property? I know, guys. That's why, like, I don't know, maybe you're not thinking that, but like, I be thinking that, like, dang, gotta do all this just to, get the deal done. But at the same time, I also gotta let it come to me. That's why I'm not calling her back anymore. And one thing I wanna let you guys know, just from actually watching the negotiation, you saw how I let quiet be quiet, right? You don't wanna overtalk too much. So once I said my piece, sometimes it just get quiet. And usually when I just go quiet without asking the question, you saw how she just eventually ended up talking for herself. She just started talking. So that's one big thing. Even after the car alarm, I didn't say, oh, I'm sorry, I'm outside. I didn't do any of that. I just stayed quiet. You gotta learn how to stay quiet. The biggest thing, because I wasn't expecting, I just came from a run. Coming from a run, I was jogging. I just ran for a good amount of time, trust me. So I was, my voice wasn't sounding all the way there. I had no more water. I haven't even ate. Like, I was not expecting to really go to bat on a phone conversation like that. I wasn't expecting it at all. So I'm happy it happened though, because that phone conversation in this video, went hand in hand. So we'll see if he calls me back while I'm still talking. But if not, then you know what to do. But in addition to the being quiet, right? Another thing that you guys should take away from the actual negotiation was I stayed firm in my position. I never switched, right? So even when she asked me, so are you buying the property? Are you buying the property? This is my biggest thing. Pick a side and stay with it. If I would have said like, yes, my private money lender, and then I would eventually say, well, no, my private money lender. If I would have said no, or if I would have said yes, I didn't do that. I stuck with the same script. So it's like, at the end of the day, just stick with it, because then it makes you feel solid within yourself, and they can feel that. So now they feel it like, okay, this is who he is, this is what he got to offer. Do I want to go with him or not? Now her and her husband can talk about that, versus the conversation and the topic of discussion being, well, I asked him the first time and then he said this, and then I asked him the second time, then he said this, then I asked him the third time and he said this. So it's really just a difference. You got to learn how to balance that. So that's another big thing. And another thing is, I wasn't always that comfortable in the phone conversation. For me to just do all of that after I got finished running, like I wasn't always that comfortable. I used to have to be at home, sitting down with the computer screen up, looking at the property, looking over like I used to be so nervous during phone conversations like that, because it's like you're really going in battle a little bit when you got phone conversations like that. I used to be so nervous, but now I'm just so natural on the phone. I'm just so natural with being myself. And to be actually recording that while I was doing it was just a whole different experience. So it really just showed me how far I've came within this business, and also just within, like I said, myself, and just with the digital media company aspect of things as well. Like it's really exciting to see. So, but for yourself, just know that sometimes it is better, especially when you're beginning to be in a more confined environment, right? There was a lot of things happening. There were people driving by, there were people walking by while I was on, I'm trying to record, the phone car going off, there was a baby crying, there was a deer running by, what I'm saying? I saw a bird, it just pooped on me. It was a lot of things were going on. A lot of things were going on during that phone conversation. But I'll keep you guys posted. We'll be able to see this call if I'm on camera, but if not, then I'll just let that be. And that's really all I got for you guys. That's really all I got for you guys. So sometimes I like to give people that same praise that I give them, because I don't really like all the time when people just call me. When people just call me out the blue, I'll be like, bro, what are you calling me? You could have just texted me, like, let me call you back or something. So I like to do the same thing with people. I like to give them a little text before I call, usually, just to be like, you know what I'm saying? What's up? You good for a call? Versus people just calling me, and then you be answering. You don't really want to answer during that time. You're like, dang, I should have just not answered. You know what I mean? Don't act like you don't know. I need to get some water with this. Yo, what's up, Chris?
Hey, what's wrong with the youth of today? These kids that sleep till 1 o'clock, what's wrong with them?
Dang.
Yeah, that's my daughter.
Oh,
So I gotta correct that. That's no offense, but that's not winning. That's not, winners don't do that.
yeah. Nah, you're right. Hey, tell it like I said, hey.
She's right here.
Hey,
What's going on?
real quick, so, are you okay for me to record this conversation? Bro, so basically, the lady, she's at the point where I told you she didn't want us to go into the property. So I had to call her. I've been following up with her, so I ended up having to call her from a different number in order for her to pick up the phone. So that was kind of like the first. I'm like, dang. But so she answers the phone and she's telling me like, I don't want you to go into the property. And then she starts going like, are you actually buying the property? The property, you're going to be in your name, but she's a realtor and her husband is a realtor, so they basically kind of privy to wholesaling. So they're like, you can walk around the property and visualize the inside of it.
I got one like that too in Bond Hill this week.
Oh, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah, I got a 4-unit in Bond Hill. He's like, I don't want to sign a contract with you guys, but you can look at the property and all that other stuff. If you want to buy it, then we'll go from there. Like, okay.
Exactly.
Hurry, not go inside the place. It's like, I'm like, you gotta get a contract on it. Like, I'm not messing around. Like, what am I gonna do? Show investors and then have them cut my throat on the deal?
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Nah, for real. And that's like the main part of it. So like, I'm totally like, we're not buying the property sight unseen. Like I have a private money lenders, because she just started going into the whole thing. So are you actually buying? You're gonna be sending it out to people. I don't want you to back out. So I gave her the spiel as far as what we can offer, as far as, we can go in the property one time and we'll be able to let you know if we can buy it. I can't guarantee that we're going to buy it outside of an inspection period. So she said she'd give me a call back. I tried to nail it down to a specific time, but she said sometime next week. But I'm thinking though, if all else fails, maybe y'all can try to give her a call and just work it at a different angle as far as, purchasing it. We think.
Okay, yeah, I mean, how I would do that, my approach is probably different than, yeah, I know my approach is different than like how does it because, the problem with that person is they're cautious, right? So you've got a realtor, they know what wholesaling is, they know who the wholesalers are. They might have had a wholesaler or an investor because they're, you got to, in this day and age, investors are not marketing, he's not just, if you're on a blog, you might want to leave that name out.
I got you.
But, there are guys out there that are doing their own marketing, and so, most of them have scruples, but there's guys out there like, is it a live blog?
Nah. I'm gonna edit it so we can talk normal.
Okay. So there's guys out there like, he's a guy that has a history of bad mouthing people. He's got the number one, right? So
Gotcha.
he's got a bad mouthing wholesalers and other investors to get a deal.
Right.
He just has no integrity.
Yeah.
So, and honestly, I don't care. He can suck it. But, because we've had our word. But, so you get those guys marketing now. And then what they do is they, if they don't recognize the name, or even if they do recognize the name and say, well, he's wholesaling the deal. We're the real buyers.
Exactly.
So then your job at that point is to overcome their objection. It's a sales game after all, right? So the objection to that, she keeps asking you, hey, you address her concerns, right? Her concerns is she doesn't want to have someone back out of the contract again because she's probably been hit before, right? She's probably had somebody tire her before and into a contract and then walk away from her, try to sell it, couldn't sell it, and then walk away. So being an agent, she's leery. She doesn't want to deal with that. So your counter to that is, hey, do you have a few seconds to talk? Do you have a few minutes to talk? I'd love to clarify a few things, And then, what you do and how you approach that is say, hey, I'm an active investor. I use private lenders for my deals. What I do and how I approach things, I'm very cautious about things because, the market, make sure you put this in here because, the market is a little volatile right now. I know, inventory is low and deals are fine, but, market's a little volatile right now with inflation, and everything that's going on with the wars and Biden and everything else. So, what I do is I take a cautious approach. I have my inspection period, and as I'm doing my inspection period, I get a few of my investor buddies in that I know that buy in that area, and I say, hey, listen, if I don't want this deal, if I pass on it, what you want?
Right.
And, so I reach out within my investor group, and that's just a backup. That's a safety measure for you.
Right.
That's because I don't want to leave you on the hook, right? I don't want. You can do this however you want, but this is how you do it. You say, hey, we are investors. We do buy. How I approach things, I'm very cautious. So I also have some of my friends from my investor group come in and look at the property as well, and that way I've got a backup in place just in case we decide to pass on the property.
Right.
My ultimate goal with you, Miss Seller, is I don't want you, 30 days from now, 20 days from now, whatever, I don't want you to be left holding a bag. I don't want you left sitting there wondering, is he going to close? Is he not going to close? So at the end of the day, that's my ultimate goal, right? I want to make sure you're taken care of. And if I take care of you, you're going to be happy, right? She's going to say yes. If I close you out, you're going to be happy, right? She's going to say yes, okay. So what I do, I work kind of a reverse engineer stuff. I work it from my side, and then I work it from, hey, I'm not going to take it down, And then and what I do is I get what your price is. I decide what, we come to the decision on price, and then I try to get you your price. And after that, if I can, if I pass on it and I give it to somebody else and I can try to make a few bucks on it, I will. But that's not my ultimate goal. My ultimate goal is just to move this property for you, whether it's me or whether it's, one of my investor friends. So that's the ultimate goal for me.
Right.
And if you do it that way, these guys, sellers, have no problems with it, right? Their ultimate goal is they want their number, which is to make sure the seller that you walk away on a wholesale transaction.
Exactly, and then you're able to have more extra strategies than a typical wholesale transaction too.
Yep.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Instead of 80, you could do 100 on a transaction or whatever.
Exactly.
And then look at innovation.
Nah, I'm gonna definitely look into that. I'm gonna keep you posted on this deal too throughout the week. What else you got planned for the rest of the day?
We're gonna go look at this one that sent us on Union. He dropped his price to 265, so we're gonna go look at that one.
Okay.
How's things up here now?
It's going good, bro.
Going down up here?
Staying in motion, getting my workout rhythm. So that's always good. And mainly just been going all in as far as this vlog too, just really capturing the whole process as much as possible within the wholesaling process. So,
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, no, that's good. That's good. I like that.
That's
get,
right.
Get real and raw with people.
Yeah.
Chat, just she's huffing and puffing.
All
All right, I'll let you
Y'all good. All right, bro. Enjoy the weekend. Bye-bye.
You too. Bye.
Yeah, man. Great advice. I was just talking about the ethics of the business, and I had to switch to this because my camera died again. But I was just talking about the ethics of the business, and that's like the main thing. Like when you're doing this, I have never heard about novations either. I have to look into that. But I'm gonna go ahead and give it more time. One thing about the real estate process in general, the more time that you give it, the better it is for all parties involved, because then they get to step away with clarity as far as whether they want to work with you or not, and then they seem to be more susceptible when they actually do come back to you versus you actually handle them, though there always is that fine line. But one big thing that you saw within that phone conversation, that's one thing I really could have added. So that was really just a golden nugget that he dropped as far as just saying like, hey, I am an active investor, but at the same time I don't want to leave you hanging, because her main thing ultimately was that she doesn't want me to go into the property and then her tenants, are now she got a bad relationship with her tenants. Basically, her tenants going to want to move out because now they're like, hey, this seller or this owner, is looking to sell the property, and then who's going to buy it? They may raise the rent or they may do X, Y, and Z, but she don't want to deal with that, right? So ultimately, the new buyer is going to want to come in and get them out of the property. They're month-to-month tenants, but she don't want to get them there if we don't actually say we're going to buy it. So that way, I confirm like, hey, I'm actually buying the property at your price, and her price is like I said, that price right now over 100K for a 2-family is, if you at the under 110 range, you better than if you're in this 130 range. So I can tell you the price. So yeah, the price is 130,000. I'll leave that in there. Price is 130,000. The neighborhood is about a B minus P plus neighborhood. So ultimately, it's a pool of buyers there. But a lot of buyers, you may max out your whole funding depending on how much money you have. So basically, your pool of buyers always shrink, especially once you get over that 120 mark. So anyway, I'll keep you guys posted on the deal. You know what I'm saying? This will most likely be the last time I log in today. Yeah, enjoy the episode, man. Another thing too, guys, it's as much as I talk, like it's important to be able to listen. I read a quote. It was like, basically just talking about the importance of listening. And ultimately, you guys, it's a difference between listening to listen and then listening to respond. I like to listen. Just a lot of times I just sit back and I just listen. So when you actually listen, you hear a lot and absorb a lot more after the phone conversation is done versus you constantly responding. And especially depends on what you're talking about, right? Ultimately, if you lean on the side of listening, it's better for you as a person just within your personal self. So, knowing how to listen, but being concise with your phone conversations is good too, as always. So, but yeah, shouts out to Chris, dropping some dimes, and it was good to catch up with him. I ain't talked to him in a little second. What's going on? I've been right here, sitting here for a little second, and just been doing some work. Just got finished with this whatchamacallit. I was right here a couple of minutes ago, or about a couple hours ago, chilling with my step-pops. He got some type of email. It was from some realtor that basically listed a property that I was going to purchase for a wholesale deal sometime last year. So he went to go take pictures of the property. He's like, hey, this is that property you was about to purchase. I was like, what? So he showed it to me, and then they actually listed it for way lower than the asking price, than the actual asking price. It was like a 2-family or something like that. So long story short, he was like, man, didn't they have another property? Like, you might want to call them. Like, they probably go down another property. So I ended up just calling them on a humble. I didn't even think to record it. Like, I'm just calling them on a humble. I call them. These people, they wanted to sell it for like $100,000 when I was contacting them last year. Now they want to sell that same property for $75,000. They're pretty firm at the 75,000 mark. To be truthful with you, I like it at 70,000, but who doesn't like it at a lower price, you know? So I can tell you with this property, I'm more than most likely just about to move forward. I'm gonna call them back, tell them I'll give them a call back before the end of the night. So I'm gonna more than most likely just go ahead and move forward at the 75,000 mark and make this offer and actually get it under contract before I go to the property. That way, you know, it's just that price range, right? At that price, I prefer to have somebody coming with me when I actually go to the property, just for the simple fact, like, I won't know what it looks like, but at the same time, it's like if they're already firm on it, there ain't really much negotiating power, and the whole purpose of me going to properties before I get them on a contract usually is negotiating power. Other than that, I'm not trying to drive, you know, all the way over there, and especially when you're so firm on your price. So we can see, man. It sounds like he was already been taken through the ringer with another seller in the past. He said like they just backed out on me, so we don't know what's happened. So we'll do 75, but I'm pretty sure it's just 75 is what he was saying. So I can tell you, like I said, I like it better at 70, to be real with you. I like it so much better at 70, but at the same time, at the point, like, you know, wholesaling is a number game at the end of the day, and this person won't be tripping about an inspection period. So I'm gonna go ahead and make the offer. Keep it at 75. I feel like we can go ahead and get it sold. So let's go ahead and figure this out. Alright, so I just had to look at some stuff real fast just to confirm it. 75 is cool, but you know, I want to see if they'll say 70. Like if they'll take 70, that'll be optimal. The only thing about me offering 70 is I don't want to offer the 70 and that kind of like runs them off per se. Like they just like, well, no, and I'm like, all right, well, we can do 75. You feel what I'm saying? I don't want to say 70 when I know I would do it for 75, and then I do 70, and I'm like, I'm just giving you like the thought process in my head right now. Like I do 75. If I say 70 when I know I'll do it for 75, then I'll look crazy. Like they say no, and I'm like, all right, well, let's just do 75. You feel what I'm saying? Like it looked crazy that way, but I mean, ultimately it's his wife's property, the person that I'm talking to, so it's about what she says. But I feel like I might as well just go ahead and offer him the 75 for real. But I don't want to be, I know the property need a lot of work. Let me see something real quick, guys. However, if there's a basement in this property, I think 75 is actually a good price. So I'm gonna do 70, guys. I'm gonna have to do 70. I'm just making my mind right now. I'm gonna do 70 and tell them like, hey, we can get it closed out. This way they call me back and then we'll see what happens. But I gotta go with 70. I'm shooting for 70, but I'm also shooting at the property under contract right now. So see how the nature of the conversation goes. I'm gonna fill them out. You're gonna see how I'm gonna play it. So I'm shooting to get the property under contract today. I want the property under contract now. That way I can plan out some stuff around it and shoot it to some people and see what they think about it. But I'm gonna lean in with 70. All right. So y'all see how I'm gonna play it. All right.
Hello?
Hey, D'Angelo, just following up back up about. Did I catch you at a bad time?
No, go ahead. What's up?
Great, yes, sir. So just take a look at the numbers. Right now, you know, is there any way you guys could do 70 for the property?
I don't know. I have to talk to her.
Okay, got you.
So is that what you're coming back as, or is that what that's just the best you can do?
I mean, right now it's just like that's kind of the best we can do. If not, then we'll have to try to bring other people in on it, and you know, it'll just make things a lot more complicated on our behalf. But you know, if you guys can do 70, we'll be able to get the ball moving as soon as you guys get back with us.
All right, I can talk to her. She's on the phone right now, so after she gets off the phone, I'll talk to her.
Okay.
I'll call you right back or text you. I'll text you.
Perfect.
Text you fine.
Yes, sir. That'll be perfect. So you can just give me a call or a text. I'll be here. So just whatever works better for you.
All right, then.
All right. Thank you. Bye bye.
All right, bye-bye.
So yeah, went with 70. So we'll see what they're talking about. Once we go ahead and get done with this. So we'll see. We'll see. I feel confident at that 70 mark. So we'll see. All right. One other thing, I don't know if you caught it, but me being able to leave the door open to saying 75, but I have to bring a partner in. That was kind of my excuse me. That was my leaving the door open just in case, you know what I'm saying, how everything worked out. But ultimately, I feel way better at 70. I know it was a risk. To be real with you, it was a risk. You know, you heard him say. So is that what you guys coming at? Like, but oftentimes we are rewarded for taking risks. So I got faith. I'll keep you guys updated as far as, you know, what they say and all those type of things. So they'll get back to me soon. If it's on camera, then great. But if not, then it'll be a text, and I'll just show you guys a text, and we'll be at the property in a few days. So until next time, as always, never mind.